mind the business that pays you. Don't be worried about everybody else. Back to the comparison is the biggest thief of joy. It's like you can only control what you can control.
That was Matar, a content creator, entrepreneur, and the owner of Stop Staring brand. Let's dive into his journey and learn more about his diverse interests and experience. Welcome to the Iron Mind Podcast. Join me, Josh Brumley, as we explore the minds of those who forged their paths through legal battles, business triumphs, and creative conquests. We uncover the stories behind their iron wills and innovative minds. Get ready for thought-provoking conversations, practical insights, and actionable advice. This is the Iron Mind Podcast. Hi, Matar. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I'm really excited to talk about the different hats you wear as an entrepreneur. Can you tell us about your early life and where you're from? We love having local people on the podcast, but tell us a little bit about you.
All right, for sure. So I was born in Seattle, but obviously moved north and north every so forth, with my family. So I grew up mainly in Linwood and Everett, that area. Went to Kamiak High School. And then I went to Edmonds Community College a little bit to study business management, but primarily all my friends are kind of from that area, but all over, you branch out, you meet new people. So it's I've always been in every area from north, south, whatever, but definitely more of my growing up was in that Linwood to Everett area. Got you.
And you have family heritage from Gambia, West Africa?
Yeah, so that's where... So we're first generation born here. Obviously my parents, uncles, aunts, all of them are born there. So from my age group in the family with my cousins, we're all first generation born here. So, welcome to the party. We're here.
How has that heritage affected your work, your business, the involvement of your family in what you're doing?
So it's really motivation actually, because it's there are people back there who are they don't even have the opportunity to come here. You know what I mean? It's often you send money back, you send clothes back, you send what you can back, to kind of help their lives be better, because not everyone can just, it's not even a matter of money. It's legal issues, things like that, they struggle with to get the paperwork to come over here. So it's the power is out of our hands. So it's we try to do our best here so we can kind of enhance their lives and make it the best that we can. You know what I mean? So it's very motivational. It's bittersweet. You hear about something sad happening to them, but you're okay, I have the power to do something about it to kind of make it better for them. And, that's what we do as a family.
I love it, man. That's really, really motivational stuff. That's important for people to understand. That's
100%
powerful. You said you went to Kamiak High School?
Yeah, Kamiak High School.
And then you did business management studies a little bit at Edmonds Community College?
Yeah, so from there, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, honestly. Kind of just even now, I have things that I'm working on. It's just taking it day by day. But with that being said, it's I was doing business management, just trying to do the prerequisite classes so I could apply somewhere else. But I was just I'm kind of over it. I just wanted to go and test my luck, see what I can do. You know what I mean? I felt I didn't feel, not that school is not important, but I just felt for me, I just needed that life experience and whatever I needed to do. So I kind of just threw myself in the fire. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So to background that, actually, so my family, as you see, we kind of do a lot of stuff. And shout out to my mom. She has a
shout out to all moms.
Shout out to all moms. We're nothing without you guys. You guys are the real heroes. But she has a beauty supply, Diva's Beauty Supply, and she just opened an African restaurant called Heritage in Everett. But we tried doing a $1+ store. I managed it fully. I did everything from payroll, inventory.
Damn.
I was there 7 days a week. It was an experience. I definitely learned. I feel that experience is invaluable. I could have went to school and finished, and I don't think I would have gotten the experience.
No, man. Yeah. Running a business is a different world
from
than
19,
being in school.
Yeah, from 19, I would every single thing I'm talking about, sitting on the computers, looking at inventories, going to other dollar stores, $1+ stores, seeing what they're selling, how they're selling it. There's even sciences on when you go to the checkout. Like, why is this here versus
Yeah.
this somewhere else?
Yeah, like
And
a impulse buy that's right next to the check register, and you're like, oh, I do need chapstick. Let me grab one of these.
exactly. So it was like learning all that stuff hands on. It was definitely, I feel like it'll stick better than me just reading it in a book. You know what I mean? Because it's like there's a gain and there's a punishment if I don't. You know what I mean? It's like now we're sitting on inventory. Things about to expire if I didn't do what I was supposed to do with it. You know what I mean?
And it's not just some business's money; it's your family's money.
Exactly.
So it weighs heavy on you.
Exactly. So everything was directly correlated, and I think my mom and just that experience alone taught me so much in everything I do today.
That's really exciting, man. And you also are an insurance person.
Yep.
Tell us about that.
So yeah, I do property and casualty, currently doing my life right now. But that's like my regular job, like my 9 to 5, which is kind of crazy because it's like so many separate hats. And, you sometimes I try to keep the world separate, but it's funny because like all the other agents, they'll be like pulling up my YouTube videos or like my Instagram videos and they'll put them on the TV. And I'm like, yeah, are you guys serious? But it's funny. It's lighthearted. I have I'm so blessed to even have the agency that I do because like they understand what I do outside of it. So they work with me, you know.
They're
what I mean?
flexible with your
Very
scheduling
flexible
and stuff like that.
That's it's cool. Like if I say I gotta leave early because I got a YouTube video shoot, this, that, and the third, or a brand shoot, or whatever the case may be, like I definitely put in the work for them to be like, okay, we trust that your work is done, or if it's not, you're gonna get what you're done. You called all your appointments, you had them, whatever the case may be. So it's like they make it easy for me to kind of balance the two.
So if someone needs car insurance, they should call you, right?
They should call me.
All right.
As long as you don't have more than 3 accidents, because you're going to be like, why is it so expensive?
Oh, yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Call me. Holla at me. Or holla at Josh.
Holler at us both.
You feel me?
So the insurance, the clothing brand, the business background, what came first? So you got out of high school, did a little bit of classes, and then we're doing the dollar store stuff, and then the clothing brand came after that?
So yeah, basically. So the clothing brand, there's actually partners. It's a group of 4 of us, right? But the difference in like the timeline, right? So after the dollar store, right? Or I started traveling, right? Once the dollar store era was kind of in my life, started traveling, and I tried like recording, doing videos and stuff like that. But at the time, it just didn't really feel right. And I also feel like I was so new to traveling, I couldn't focus on recording everything and making sure like we're capturing all the moments because like everything's new to me. It's like I'm supposed to use the camera as my eyes, but I'm just like, everything's going
taking
on.
It all in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it was appropriate for me when I started actually trying to make videos at this point in time, because now it's not like a spectacle going on. It's like I understand, okay, this is just a little bit different than what I saw at this place or at this place, and like this is the priority, you know what I mean? So after that, I didn't focus on making videos, and then the dollar store closed. I got like my insurance licenses, and then we decided and came together as a group to start the brand.
How'd you come up with the name? Stop Staring Brand.
Yeah, so I feel like it was kind of just like we were sitting thinking, and it's like, what can apply to us? And I felt like the environment here in Seattle, because I wouldn't say it's hostile, but it's kind of like it's a little bit cold. You know what I mean?
The Seattle freeze.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were referring to. So it's like it's a little bit cold. So it's like you get a lot of mean mugs. You get a lot of people staring at you. You got a lot of stuff like that. So we drew inspiration. And what's cool about that is like everyone can interpret it to their own, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's like the main message we're trying to push is like stop staring, take action. Seek validation in yourself instead of like always being blinded by others. Let everybody shine, but don't dim your own light too. You know what I mean? Stop staring and like take that action to be that person. So it's like it's cool when we see everybody have their own interpretation of it because it works for them.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's just a blessing of a name because I feel like the words themselves are so powerful. So
yeah, no, that's a really cool way to start a clothing brand that's not just about clothing.
Yeah, exactly. We got some like fundraisers coming up actually. There's this girl in Arizona who I don't want to talk too much about it because we got a whole campaign coming, but she has like leukemia and we have some pretty big names who are supporting her. So we have a T-shirt. All the proceeds are going to her, and especially with the conflict in Palestine and Gaza, we have a piece dropping that all the profits, especially both campaigns, will have a GoFundMe if you can't support with the clothing, but all the profits are going to those causes too, because it's like, those are things. Important things. Important things. So it's like, why wouldn't we help? If the thing is to stop staring, people are staring at the TV. How about take action and do something?
Absolutely, man. Wow, that's great. We need to talk after this. I'm gonna make a donation to both of those.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you.
What about can you share? A lot of people who listen to this podcast are entrepreneurs or young people who are just like, I'm trying to figure out what my next move is in life, whether it's college or law school or working for a lawyer or working for a business or starting my own business or starting my own brand. What are some of the challenges that you faced when you were starting this brand, when it was new, and you and your team, what did you do to overcome those challenges?
First off, you're never going to be perfect. Never, ever, ever, ever. There's always a learning curve. There's always more things to, learn and get better at. It's never just like don't dwell on, even the numbers. Like, just stay consistent and do your best. Stay consistent and do your best, because it's like, I think a lot of it is a mental game, because you could have a drop and not have a lot of sales, but are you going to let that stop you, or are you going to continue and, put out the next product or remarket the piece or whatever the case? So I would say a lot of people definitely need to understand there will be ups and downs, because I feel like once you ride the up, the down hits harder.
Way harder, right?
Exactly.
No, that's for sure. When it's your own business and the peaks are so much higher and the valleys are so much lower.
Yes, and I feel like even God blessed us to have the start that we did, you know what I mean? We've only been doing this for about 6-7 months now. But with that being said, it's like you can't ever get satisfied, but you got to also stay humble. It's like, just understand there are ups and downs. Social media, I think, is kind of like a crippling thing, because you see all these people, that's the highlights of everybody's life, of everything going. And, comparison is the thief of joy. You know what I mean?
Comparison is the thief of joy. Absolutely.
So it's like, you could see this brand or you could see this business doing this, that, and the third. And you're just like, oh,
why is my business doing that? Why aren't I that successful? And you start to get depressed thinking about what could have happened.
Exactly. So don't let it get to you mentally. Just do your best and keep working, because it's bound to happen. No one does something for 10, 20 years and then it just outright fizzles out. You give up. You know what I mean? So it's like, just don't give up. Keep working. Be timely. Be consistent. And I think it works because we have 4 of us. You know what I mean? It's like, not all to have 4 people that are like-minded to sit there and all be kind of depressed is a little bit of a crazy spectacle, So we're always motivating each other, whether it be somebody who said they were primarily going to do this and it's not panning out. Okay, we got your back, bro. It's not even a problem. Okay, we'll help you with this design, or we'll help you plan this ad campaign, or we'll help try to get you in contact with this person who's going to help you do this. So we're just blessed to have the team that we do, because it's majority of it, we're all family in all reality, you know what I mean? But 3 of us are cousins, but the other 4th one, he might as well be, you know what I mean? We've known him for just as long. So,
and I think when you work closely with people who are as passionate as you are on the business that you guys are collaborating on, you get to see a deeper version of these people, 100%. What that depression and sadness can look like when things don't work out, when you tried your best at something and it didn't go the way you planned at all.
Exactly.
And you can let that, weigh you down and stop you, or you can be consistent and keep going, and to have friends, family, community behind you saying, keep pushing is so huge. And a lot of people don't have that, and that's why they stop, because they get one setback and they say, it's just too difficult. I can't rise above this.
Exactly.
And that's the difference between an entrepreneur who fails and learns from their mistakes, or someone who's just got a hobby that they spend money on for a little bit.
Exactly.
And I'm trying to be the entrepreneur. I'm not comparing myself to other lawyers. I'm saying, how can I be the best lawyer I can be? And what can I do better today that I didn't know how to do yesterday, and
100%.
keep building on that, build my network with other lawyers who are better than me, stronger than me, and say, what can I learn from you? How would I do what you're doing differently or the same? And that's just business.
It is. And I feel like that's a lot of people shy away from that, asking somebody for help or asking somebody for knowledge or whatever. Ask them. You have the worst thing that can happen is no. Like,
I 100% agree. And what's important to me in this, I have so many people in my network that are willing to give that, but I start to feel like I'm taking advantage. So I'm always trying to offer something. And I'm like, there's no way, any of my legal expertise is going to help my mentors, but there's got to be something. Can I take you to dinner? Can I buy you a coffee? Can I send you flowers? Like, can I do something to just show my gratitude?
100%.
Because people love to take when you're willing to give, but I don't ever want to feel like I'm just taking advantage.
Yeah,
and that's really tough too.
That same, I run into that as well, because it's like, I have a lot of friends who, play professional sports and things like that. And, it's like, I try not to ask them for anything brand related or content related unless they offer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, if they're like, oh, I can help you with this video if you need whatever, like promo, spotlight, whatever, I try my very best. Because it's like, obviously these are my friends, like my genuine friends, but it's like the IOU feeling is kind of a crazy little, no one likes that. It's like,
wrinkles a friendship a little bit, and I don't want my friendship to be based on what they can do for me.
Yeah, and it's not transactional. If I call you like my friend or my family, I mean that, you know what I mean? So it's like, even if you ask me for 100 things, I'm never gonna be like, oh, I did this, this, and this, why couldn't you do this for me? No, that's just not how I operate.
Transactional.
Yeah.
So you're also a content creator. Tell us a little bit about that.
So basically the same timeline as the brand. Ever since then, I've been making content from YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, just all of that. Kind of, I say half is like my social life and half is like kind of documenting the process of like everything that I'm going through with the brand and what I'm learning, So it's like, I haven't posted the stuff on my Instagram at least, but like some on TikTok, some on YouTube, of just like how my brand shoots grow, or like what are trending things that I find out in the clothing brand, fashion, streetwear space. Just like, if I can help somebody learn as well as provide them a good time watching my video, that's kind of the goal of what I put out there. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, it's hard to juggle, but it's like, that's why I try to incorporate them as I try to entwine them the best I can. You know what I mean? Two birds with one stone. Like, we just had a shoot for our like women's summer pieces, right? But I also turned it into a YouTube video because it's like a lot of people. It was fun. It was bubbly. Everyone's laughing, having a good time. So it's like, why not vlog it? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it was entertaining.
And so that audience engagement is really like a authentic you thing. You're not like staging skits or anything. You're like, I'm gonna just record what I'm doing, and people either like it or they don't.
Exactly, and that's the whole organic nature of what I wanted it to be. It's like, I'm not Mr. Beast. I don't want to be Mr. Beast. I don't need to like build a whole $1 million set and just like have the craziest things blow up and give you a Lamborghini if you can beat this course and some more stuff. I'm just, hey, this is my life. It's like, literally, it's life with Huncho. It's just my life. That's simple as that.
That's super exciting, man. That's super interesting.
Thank you.
The content creators that might be listening right now, what are some of the tips that you could give to people who are trying to break into social media content creation?
Just post it. I know you're gonna sit there and be like, "Is this corny? Are people judging me?" Just post it. I get called corny, and some people praise me for it. So it's like,
there's always gonna be haters.
Always gonna be haters, and if you have haters, you're doing something right. You know what I mean? Well, relatively, but if you're trying to do something productive and you have haters, then you're probably doing something right, because they're probably just scared to do it. But I think overcoming the like social anxiety of it is like, how are people going to react? Is this video going to do good? Just post it. Don't worry about the numbers, because it's like, with content creation and the internet, it's like a free lottery. So every time you upload and post, you just increased your chances of hitting the virtual lottery. So
that's a really interesting way to look at it. So the more posts, the more content, the
Mm-hmm.
more your odds.
Exactly. And it's all free. You don't have to, all you have to do is
buy a ticket.
you just have to put a little bit of time in it, and there you go.
You also played semi-pro football?
Yeah, I wore a lot of hats.
Man, this guy.
Yeah.
Everett Royals, right?
Yeah, this little league. But yeah, it was a good time. I played last season. They actually have an arena team now, so I was just like, do I want to like try football? Like obviously not NFL, but like, do I want to make it like a real part of my everyday life? But that's where I kind of just made the decision. I'm like, okay, I go to the gym all the time. Like I can play whatever basketball at the gym. Like I can fulfill my sports crave by just playing whenever I play.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But there comes to a point where like you gotta really take life by like the wheel and just kind of like, okay, I need to do something that will be the best for not only myself but like my family, like give us all an opportunity or a chance. Because like let's just say I was the best semi-pro and arena player to ever be. The odds are even less than 1% to try to make a substantial money to support, what I mean?
The family that you need to be
exactly,
thinking about. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's
you're thinking like the time commitment versus the reward potential.
Basically.
And so like when you're wearing all these hats, you're thinking, where's the best way to spend 24 hours in my day? And some of it's got to be sleep. Some of it's got to be a little bit of social time, even, once a week, once a month, something, so I don't go crazy only working. But the rest of that time, how do I want to split it up? And you're saying semi-pro football was a cool thing at first, but you walked away from it to focus on the brand and the other things that you're doing.
Exactly, because it's like, it's as much as I love the sport, grew up playing it, that's how I have some of my closest friends today. It's like, it takes time, it takes effort. You get hurt, you feel me? What if I get hurt and now it's like I can't even do my regular job?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like the risks to reward. It's that you just got to make big grown man decisions. You got to sometimes like
walk away from a hobby.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's just you got to do what's best for not only what's for yourself, but the people you do your everyday life things for. I'm sure you're sitting here. There's a family depending on you.
My mom was in the other room just a little bit ago. We just gave shout outs to moms. She was just here.
Exactly. So I'm sure there was like some decisions where you're like, I might enjoy this or want to do this, but this person is depending on me, so I have to go do this.
Yeah, absolutely. Family is very important, and when we have those priorities to take care of the people that we're trying to care for, it changes what you do on a day-to-day.
100%.
What role does fashion play in your life and in the brand?
So I think, like, I'm not going to call myself the best dressed person in the world, but like I think I dress fairly well, and I feel like it's
Do you
really.
think I dress very well?
No, you got it on.
Oh.
The shirt. I hope you guys see the shirt. It's very great design, actually.
Thank you.
It is an amazing
Stein
design.
Hansen, shout out to Stein for this design.
You did great, bro. But with that being said, it's like I think it's so cool how some people can like express themselves in like so many different ways. Like I feel like if you know the person's like into fashion, you can gauge a lot of them, like what they're about, what they're comfortable with, just like off their outfit. You know what I mean? Because some things are bold, some things are like really calm and subtle. Like it really gives off like a vibe. You know what I mean? So I think it's just really cool. I'm just really intrigued, and there's like a lot of intricate parts that your average person might not know about, like even the process of making a t-shirt. You know what I mean? What makes this t-shirt this versus what makes this one that? So it's very interesting. I just love the whole, just everything about it. You know what I mean? It's really cool.
What do you think the difference is between fashion and style?
I think style is more of the vibe, because that's how you style yourself. Like you're part of an accessory of the outfit. Like this is the vibe you're giving off. I think fashion is just overall kind of like what's going on in the world. What are people liking? What are people wearing?
So the commercialization of what
style
might be.
Exactly, right? Because I bet if you type in fashion on Google, you're seeing just what's trending. You know what I mean? But you look up like a certain type of style. You might do like a streetwear style, or like let's say you're looking for an outfit type of inspiration. you're gonna
Like
see.
Cowboy Casino Night inspiration for our
There you
August
go.
23rd event.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You guys have now an opportunity to prepare yourself. But with that being said, I think it just definitely gives style is more of like where you got to be yourself, and fashion's kind of just like what the world is
Doing,
Yeah.
thinking, saying. Got you. Okay. What are some of your favorite activities or places to visit in Seattle?
You know, let's outside of Seattle, I like Lake Chelan. I just
Lake
love jet skiing.
Chelan.
I love jet skiing. Like that is, if I could do one thing for the rest of my life, it would be jet skiing.
Really?
I just love it. Like I love it. I've wiped out, died, flipped so many times, and I'll do it all over again.
Damn.
Yeah, I just love it.
It is fun.
It's
is
so
really
fun.
Yeah. What about a quote or a mantra that you like to live by?
I think this is really funny because like me and my cousin, we like talk to each other in quotes that like we make up type of stuff. Yeah. It's like we have like we're very understanding of each other, so it's like
the same sense of humor, kind of.
everything's from like whether if we're not the same, we still understand how you're gonna take it and perceive it. So let's say he came to me in advice, I just give him like a simile or a metaphor that explains like the whole thought process, and it's the end of the conversation because he already gets what I'm saying. But if I had one, mind the business that pays you. Don't be worried about everybody else. You know, back to the comparison is the biggest thief of joy. It's like you can only control what you can't control, so don't worry about what you can't. You know, so definitely. If you want to take that as one big quote or three separate ones, that's really...
Give them to us one more time.
All right.
Three.
So it was mind the business that pays you. Comparison is the biggest thief of joy. And what was the other one that I said?
Macaroni and cheese is really good.
Macaroni and cheese.
I love macaroni and cheese.
Baked mac and cheese. I love it.
Damn, I love mac and cheese. Well, I'm like excited to talk about collaboration off camera with maybe my brand, your brand, maybe putting out a collaboration shirt.
We can do that.
Do you think that the brands could find a creative way to promote my services with your obviously very like-minded positive messaging?
Yeah, 100%.
Because that is so important to me, and so many brands are trying to find their authentic voice, and it's so difficult. But I think that a lot of what we do with our merchandise, and by selling our merchandise, we give donations to these different fundraising organizations on our merch store, on our website. You can actually select where you want the donation to go. It's really cool. And I definitely want to collab more. So we got to talk about some ideas. We got to talk about 100%. Some ideas.
You know, just find a cause that, you know, resonates with you. And, you know, we'll touch base which ones that we feel like resonates with us as well. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of the best way to go about it. You can't support something you don't really care about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Comparison is the biggest thief of joy. Man, that is so powerful. That's so huge. At closing here, any new ventures, projects that you're excited about that you want to tease a little bit before we end the podcast?
To everyone we told on Instagram, we're only dropping 4 times this year. We lied.